This person says, I can't stop thinking about the baby reveal video. So we're going to start talking about Nico first. When Shannann shows him the shirt and they're having another baby, I don't know how to even describe his reaction. Literally grasping at any sort of excitement he can muster up to be convincing. He has said that he was already conversing with NK at this point, which I believe he had been conversing with her for a while, not the short amount of time that they wanted us to believe. But they go on to say, but I'm less concerned about Chris's reaction, more at Shannann's, when to me it seems she can 100% see through his facade. Her tone flattens when his reaction is clearly not what she hoped or expected. And when he asks about the pink line being a girl, first of what a effing idiot. And she says in such a dejected tone, it's just a test. Like they were already on the rocks beforehand, but I feel this confirms so many of her fears and concerns. I feel he annoyed the ever living F out of her, and it was probably time for them to separate anyway. Um, and obviously he was doing the same to her. She wasn't hiding her annoyance. He hid hers to a point where the communication just wasn't there. It wasn't there. So we're going to take a look at the video. Shannann, of course, been an amazing mommy. She only got 4 years to be a mommy too. I just really, regarding Shannann's love for motherhood, I had 3 kids and finished a full pre-med curricula for pharmacy school while working part-time as a nurse and never once set my kids in timeout. Well, that's great, but a lot of people use timeout for discipline purposes. So I don't see a problem with timeout. SW wanted the children for status. Yeah, I think that a lot of women feel that if you don't have the children, you're incomplete. Because I know I went through that period of my life where I was like, man, I still even think about that to this day. Like, I think about that because I think about generational curses and stuff. And like, if I'm going to become a better person, am I even breaking generational curses if I'm not reproducing? I mean, these are things that I think are put into all females' heads and we think about. And women have the motherly instinct. We have this urge, and a lot of us have an urge and a desire, and a lot of us don't. And I think it's becoming more okay to not have children. And I'm much more appreciative of that kind of life than where you have to grow up, you have to get married, you have to have kids, and, maybe work a part-time job. But, I don't know. I think she enjoyed it. I think she liked being a mom. I see both sides of every story. If you don't like her, if you don't like Shannann, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to lose my mind over it. I liked her, and that's my opinion, and everyone's open to have their own opinion. And I feel like Shannann and the girls were victims. They were victims of Chris Watts. And I feel like the Watts are victims of Chris Watts, and the Ruchaks are victims of Chris Watts. And I put my anger and my angst solely into Chris Watts and the mistress, usually. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the baby reveal video that they are talking about. We all know this baby reveal video, the oops, we did it again video. I also think this was in the earlier days of social media where the MLMs had just taken hold, and they were like, yeah, you need to, grab onto the socials, and they had flooded the socials, and they had found new ways to advertise. And we hadn't had all these CC Suarez and all these other videos, these content creators coming out telling us how awful, just walking us through the pitfalls and the dangers of MLMs. If you knew about them already, then bravo to you. But I have to say that the Watts case was the one that really opened my eyes about MLMs. And this was what her MLM told her to do, and she did it. And a lot of women do it. And I just hope once they learn better, they stop doing this. Oh, all right. You think she did not? Oh, I'm sorry. I misread that. I apologize, science. I don't think she had anything.
I like that shirt. Really?
Really?
That's awesome. So pink means...
That's just the test.
I know. It just says the pink is going to be girls.
I don't know. Just the test.
That's awesome.
And then he goes back and says, wow, when you want it to happen, it happens. He has said, and I always think about it right here when he comes in, he has said that he was talking with NK and he just wasn't happy. And I don't think he ever liked the dog either. I think he's just, you can tell the dog just, He's never been down as much as I know.
I like that shirt.
He walks like a robot up to her.
Really?
Really? And she does say deadpan, really.
Awesome.
But we're going to look at the CC video, and she kind of says it very similar when he's trying to find her, and he's like, where is she? And she says, I'm behind here. So...
So pink means...
That's just the test.
I know. It just says the pink is going to be girls.
I don't know. Just the test.
That's awesome.
She must... you could tell she was a little on edge when he said, is it, what does pink mean? And she's like, it's just a test. I could feel her nerves there too. In my experience with Munchausen's, the perpetrators often make major sensational life and death, acute health claims, or claim to be as disability. SW's kids had minor chronic issues. They had chronic issues that a lot of children have. The whole tonsils in the ears and getting ear tubes. And I never could have children, but I've worked in doing the social work. I ran the children's center and some of the domestic shelters I worked at. I created a program for children. Stuff like that. So I do know a lot about children and have worked with them quite a bit. And all of the health issues that these kids had, they were very common health issues. There were even health issues like growing up. I was like a mother's helper for my aunt because she couldn't get pregnant for... I think she started having babies when I was 10 or 11. And then she had 3. And so, during my teens, I was like the mother, I was the babysitter of the family. And I remember them all getting tubes in their ears and just having coughing problems. One had asthma. And I know Sandy has said that she has almost died. Shannann's mom has said that she has almost died as a child with her asthma. So do you guys think that NK knew about the pregnancy? Do you think that the person, what do you think? It would have been in November, December, January, February. Do you think that NK knew about the pregnancy? She tried to pretend like she didn't know about it, but I've always thought she knew about it, because how could she have not known about it? Because we knew she was stalking Shannann. We knew about the ugly faces when Shannann was doing that live in November. Someone was went into her chat and was doing just mean stuff inside the chat. We knew about that, and then these flowers appeared out of nowhere in another live soon after. And but NK has always tried to pretend like she didn't know Shannann was pregnant, even though Shannann had her channel wide open on Facebook. And if I don't care who you are, most women, if you find out, especially, all right, most women want to know who the person they're with, who their last person is with, what is. You just do, and you look at them. If you find out who they are, you look at them. And I don't believe for a second that not only was this man not divorced from Shannann, but supposed to be separating from Shannann, but still living in the house with Shannann, and that woman never checked her out. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And no, I don't believe it. Did NK actually know about SW's pregnancy? NK maintains that she had no clue SW was pregnant. There's no evidence she knew. There wasn't text between her and Chris or anyone else that indicated she knew about the pregnancy. But is it possible she actually knew and pretended not to know? I just don't see how, in this age of social media, a mistress wouldn't Google her lover's wife, especially if she was interested enough in him to spend 2 hours looking up wedding dresses. Women are like the FBI. One search for SW and she would have came across all her public videos and posts on Facebook exposing Chris's lies. We want to scope our competition even if their marriage is supposedly over. They were still living together. I'm finding it a bit difficult to believe she really had no clue. Did any of the coworkers know SW was expecting? Yes, they did. I don't even have to think about it. They absolutely did. Had to have. Hello, Dragonfly. Hi, Jennifer. The Dragonflies is our membership program over on YouTube. It's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early to the Dragonflies. I am about to release some merch. I had an artist draw some things up for us. I just need to get it onto some content for you. And that will be at a discount for my Dragonflies. I do posts and videos, especially for the Dragonflies. We have special emojis, stuff like that. It's just a way for me to support you a little extra and a little way for you to support me extra. Had to have. This person over here wants to know, though, I'm convinced that NK knew about the pregnancy due to the pregnancy announcement on Facebook and the visibility of Shannann's Facebook page. However, I don't think NK knew the gender of the baby. Yeah, I don't know if she knew the gender yet because they had canceled that gender thing. But she did lay out that, she wanted to have a son for him. So she was laying the groundwork for sure. It hadn't yet been announced on Facebook and the gender reveal had been postponed. We know she was desperate to give Chris his first son. And so I don't think we would have told her it was a boy for fear of upsetting her. I don't think he would have either. However, time was running out for Chris. I think if Shannann had, if they had successfully gotten the baby to miscarry, I don't think he would have unalived them all, though. I think the Nico was the deciding factor.
What in the world? You gotta be kidding me. She's been hiding this from me, Bella? Has she been hiding this from me? Where's she at, Bella? Oh, she's been hiding this from me, Bella. Where's she at?
Right here.
What? Awesome.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I loved you. Please don't take